So let's first relax the body and go into the meditation now. Let's relax the body by just focusing on your breath. Notice that your breath has its own natural rhythms. And then from there, elongate the exhalation breath. If you can, get it to like 6-7 seconds on the exhalation breath, but do it comfortably. You shouldn't be straining or gulping for air on the inhale. And gently elongating the exhalation breath like that slows your heart rate down. It regulates the CO2 levels in your body, and it helps with anxiety. So just do a few rounds of that and feel your body relax. Okay, so now I want you to see that unresolved emotions from past traumas are stored in the body. So hopefully your body's a little bit more relaxed now by elongating the exhalation breath and breathing a few rounds of that. Bring up the problem again that you want to resolve, the problem in your relationship, to the point where you feel the feeling, the anxiety, the frustration, wherever the feeling is, the guilt, the loss. Go back to one of those 5 core emotions that we mentioned. And where do you feel it in the body? Unresolved emotions are stored physically in the body. Where do you feel it? In your chest? In your throat? In your head? Does it cause you to get a headache? Sometimes people say, I feel it in my joints. And just notice that. In the end, all we are doing is feeling an emotion. And the reason this is safe is because we're not going with the mind. The mind, if you pay attention to it too much, it'll send you into a panic. And all this work is just feeling an unresolved core emotion. Just notice where it's stored in the body. Keep breathing nice and slow. Okay? And just relax the body as much as you can. Imagine that you're breathing out stress and tension and you're breathing in peace. Imagine that your tension is draining in your body like water in a bathtub. In order to somatically experience and feel this emotion properly, it's best that you use every square inch of your body, 100% if you can, in a relaxed state. Your body is best that if it's a relaxed vessel for the emotion to be experienced in. So just focus on relaxing the body. Keep the breath nice and slow. Elongate the exhalation breath. Okay. So again, the 2 key aspects of this somatic release is don't go with the mind. Understand that the mind will try to tempt you. It will bring up some kind of concern or fear. Just put it to the side. Put your attention back on your body, and back on your emotions. That's where this will be resolved and healed, not through your thinking. Just tell your mind, I'll talk to you later. I'll hear all the complaining you want after this. I'll let you talk all night, judging and complaining about this whole thing all night. I just want to try out this thing. It'll take like a half hour. Just do your best to put it to the side. And if it comes up again, put it to the side again. And if it comes up again, just understand it's trying to distract you. It wants to distract you. It doesn't want you to resolve this by feeling it. It wants you to resolve it its way, by thinking about it, analyzing it, judging it, wrapping another story around it. Because that's all it knows how to do. And none of that, in the end, really resolves the emotion. It stays trapped in there. I know this because I've been in cognitive therapy for 15 years. And nothing ever really resolved the emotion except for somatically experiencing it or doing something similar like EMDR, trauma-based therapy. Okay, so now that I said that thing about the mind, the other part is bringing up this meditative peaceful presence, or what I call the peaceful presence of universal energy, because that's exactly what it is. It's scientific universal energy that makes up all the solids, liquids, and gases, and it has many aspects and forms of it, including this peaceful, invisible presence. And that's what comes up a lot in meditation. All you're accessing is the presence of the energy of the universe. It's the energy that makes everything exist. This energy has also been called God, or God energy. It is the energy of existence itself. It is here, everywhere, all around us, or else none of this would exist. And so one of the easiest ways to access this peaceful presence is to mentally, not physically, mentally do the opposite. Really make an attempt to not exist right now. Really make an effort at it, because the more you do, the more you come face to face with the presence, the energetic presence of your own existence that feels in the human body like this still, silent, invisible, peaceful presence that you feel in your heart and in your consciousness, in your body, but also when you relax your focus, you feel it's all around you as well. This peaceful presence. It isn't just in your body. Can you find the outer boundary of it? Is the outer boundary of the peaceful presence only in the body? Or when you really check on the outside of the body, isn't it there as well? So inside the body, outside the body does not apply to this. This is the peaceful presence of universal energy, the way we described it. Okay. Another way to access it is also quite simple, and that is to think of something peaceful, like a really heavenly sunset, a wide expanse of sky. And what's interesting is the origin of the word heaven originally meant wide, expansive sky, which is probably why all depictions of heaven are in the clouds. Something, though, that makes you feel peaceful. The ocean, nature scene, your dog. So think about that to the point where you feel peace. And once you do, let go of the image, focus on the peace. For neurodivergent people and males, we have a hard time putting our thoughts to the side. So that's what makes the work effective, though, is when you focus on your experience, your emotional experience. To just understand, the more you are able to put your mind to the side and not get distracted by it, the more effective this will be. The more you hold on to your mind, to the point where you refuse to give it up, the less effective it will be. Okay, so got the peaceful presence there. Just focus on the feelings and the experience. And put more of your attention there. Because I'm going to do my best to show you now that this presence of energy, this energy is really what you are. You're not the body. You're not your thoughts and your feelings. And it's actually really simple to show you through this direct experience. But you have to keep your focus on the peaceful presence. So in order to do that, just play this game with yourself and ask yourself, this peaceful presence I'm feeling right now, what time will it end? Will it end in the next 5 minutes? Will it end in the next 10 seconds? Check. When will it end? And just that very question causes you to put more attention there. And when you put more attention on it, the feeling of it's enhanced. Yes? We're looking for an experiential answer, not an intellectual answer. No intellectual answers will really help you here. So your mind saying the peaceful presence is eternal and infinite won't help you. You have to experience the eternalness and infiniteness of it. Just by putting more of your attention there. This is not mystical, voodoo, or rocket science. Just put more of your attention there. Okay? And so, like I said, it's somewhat easy when you leave your attention here to show you that you're not your thoughts. Because thoughts is the rambling of your mind. Thoughts are your mind talking to itself, trying to solve problems. Sometimes it's trying to solve things like, when can I get the groceries? How much money do I need for gas? Other times it's trying to solve relationship problems. Why does she always do this to me? But it is still the brain or the mind talking to itself. But you cannot be the thoughts of your mind, because if you were the thought that says, if I lose this person, I'll lose everything I hold dear, when you're not thinking that thought, you should not exist, correct? If you were that thought, it's just a thought. It's just the mind talking to itself. So when it comes and goes, you should not exist, right? So you're having an identification issue. You are the sky thinking that you are a cloud, mainly because you don't like a threatening cloud that has a lot of stormy rain and lightning in it. And so you put so much attention there that you forget that you're the sky. But when the cloud goes, you still exist. That's what a thought is like. And so just any kind of thought that comes into your mind that tries to distract you, what you can do is you could wrap a little bubble around it and let it float away, or you could put it on a little cloud and let the cloud float away. And just understand that when you're not thinking that thought, you still exist, so you cannot be that thought no matter what it says. It's not actually referring to you. A thought is the brain talking to itself, trying to solve a problem. And likewise, the emotions. When it has a thought that's really anxious about, like losing a loved one, like losing your financial security, strong, volatile, intense thoughts, sickening thoughts, emotions, strong, volatile, even sickening emotions will come up. Intense fear, terror. This trauma-based terror may come up, or deep shame, deep sadness, a deep sorrow, deep sense of loss. These are emotions. Emotions are physical sensations running through the body. They come and they go. Even when a person says, well, I have clinical depression, or I have clinical anxiety, I have clinical anxiety. I don't feel anxiety all the time. I probably feel it more than the average, but I don't feel it all the time. When I'm not feeling it, I still exist. So anything that comes and goes in the body, a thought, a feeling, you can't be that, even when they come together. Because when they go, especially in deep sleep, and you're not really paying attention to anything, you still exist. So this is a very simple deduction, isn't it? Keep your breath nice and slow and your body nice and relaxed. And so the last thing that your mind will use to justify its existence is the body, of course. It's going to say, okay, I can understand this thing about the thoughts and the feelings. I get it. But I am this body, and you will never convince me otherwise. So whatever happens to this body happens to me because this is what I am. And whatever happens to my son's body happens to him because that's what he is. He is that body, and you cannot convince me otherwise. And that's perfectly fine that the mind thinks that. Your mind, like I said, is the brain talking to itself. One of the brain's main functions is to protect the body. The brain is that which helps the body to survive and thrive. So, of course, it's going to identify what it is with itself. So, people sometimes say in this kind of spiritual work, your thoughts are the problem, your egoic mind is the problem. It's not the problem. It's just you're using the wrong tool to understand the true nature of yourself. It's just doing its job. So it's saying, I am the body and you cannot convince me otherwise, is the right thing to say for the mind, isn't it? And if it said something opposite, oh, no, no, I really am this energy, this peace and stuff like that. I'm eternal. You can just go and get hit by a car. That's no problem. Or you can eat this poisonous food. I'm the energy. If it actually said that with, strong conviction, you might have a problem. So it's supposed to say, I am this body. This is just for the purposes of this meditation to help resolve the trauma. Okay. So if your mind says that, keep the body nice and relaxed. Your focus is still on the energetic presence, correct? So if the mind says, I am this body, then I would talk to the body. I would talk to the body and say, so what you're saying, Mr. Mind or Mrs. Mind, is I am this body, as in I, the word I, equals the body, correct? And the mind would probably say, well, yes. Yes, that makes sense. I equals the body. Yes. And so if I were to show your mind, and forgive the imagery, a dead body or an expired body, and say to the mind, your mind, well, you said I equals the body. Does I equal that body? Your mind most likely would say, well, no. And when asked why, the mind would probably say, well, because that one's dead and this one's alive. And even by that intellectual deduction, it can come to the conclusion the word I never stood for the body. The word I referred to the animating life force that gave life and animated the body, which is felt as this peaceful presence. You are this. And let me show you another way. I'm going to try to show you in several different ways to help start this identity shift that I feel is necessary to help you resolve your trauma. Okay? Because as long as you're identified with the body, your mind will not want to resolve the trauma. It'll just keep it there stuck. So you have to have somewhat of an identity shift in here. So another way to show you this is the mind thinks in duality. It separates everything. It has labels for everything. Cars, my daughter, Catholics, you know, cherries, apples. It has labels for everything, including the emotions. And so, and it talks in this kind of duality, like it's separate than everything. I feel this presence of peace. You feel the peace. We do this for communication purposes, but is it really true? Yes, you should be saying to people, I feel peace. That's the way people talk. But is it really true? So put your attention on the peaceful presence. And it feels like this light, energetic presence of peace, right? Now put your attention to the presence of you in the body, meaning there's a physical body here, a physical form, but there's this sense of you in it, this presence of the person, this presence of me in the body. And when you put your attention there, it feels like this slightly heavier energy. It feels like there's weight to this energy. Yes? So there's the presence of the piece that feels lighter. And put your attention back to the presence of you in the body, and it feels a little heavier. But when you zoom in to where the two meet, are they really separate? Or is it like a wave in the ocean that you can't tell where one ends and the other begins? If you were to zoom into right where the presence of you meets the presence of the piece, are they really separate? Or when you zoom into it, you really can't tell. It gets all mushy in there, starts to blend together, right? The presence of you and the presence of the piece, are they really separate? Or do they share the same presence? They're one and the same, right? Now, from this direct experience, the only thing that made it feel like you were in this body was a thought that the mind, I am this body. And that thought really made it feel like you're in here. But from this perspective, knowing that there's no separation between the presence of peace, which is all around you, the peaceful presence of universal energy, and you, now, where is the presence of you from this perspective? Doesn't it feel now that the presence of you is all around now? There's no end to it, right? It isn't just in the body. You've already experienced that, but now, where is the presence of you? The sense of you feels like it's everywhere, because it is. And even they are discovering this on a scientific level. I saw a video of a quantum scientist that said what Carl Jung already said, and Buddha and all these other spiritual teachers, that human consciousness is not in the body. It is everywhere. And he proved it through talking about electrons. But that is what spiritual enlightened people have known for millennia, ever since this has happened. So I'm trying to show you a direct experience. The presence of you, the sense of you is everywhere. And now the body just seems like another object in the room, yes? And so from this perspective, if the body started to expire, slowly but surely started to expire, does the peaceful presence of universal energy of which you are a part, does it need the physical body to continue existing? The peaceful presence of universal energy that makes everything exist, of which you are a part, does it need the physical body to continue existing? What does this presence intuitively know about itself? It already exists on the outside of the body. Okay? So you're not your thoughts, you're not your feelings. And I've done several ways now to show you that you are not this body. You are the energy of the universe itself, believing that you are a person. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a mistake. It's the way it is. But that's not what you are. So if you take away everything that comes and goes about you, everything that's transient, your thoughts, feelings in the body, but you're left with something. You're left with the energetic life force essence that made you exist, the sense of you. Wouldn't you say that's what you were all along? There is no person in the body. We know what's in the body. There's blood, tissue, organs, bones, connective tissue, your brain, which is an organ, your heart, which is an organ. There is no, it's a sense. The body creates a sense of a person in there, but there's no solid person in there, because where would it exist? No one has ever found the person and the me in the body. Sometimes people say, well, that's my soul. You could say that, but is your soul really separate? If you died, does your soul actually have now boundaries to it? No, your soul is a part of, there's only one soul, I guess you could say, and that's God's soul, and we are all a part of that. Appearing in this temporary form, feeling like you're a separate person. That's all this is. So what I suggest you do to really move toward this identity shift, which will help you to resolve the trauma and help you with your issues, your relationship issues, is to go through and listen to this part of the meditation as many times as you can until you start to really know intuitively. Yes, my mind thinks it worries about this life, it worries about relationships, but it's not really what I am. And it's just known now, where this intuitive, energetic knowing of your true existence goes more to the front. It becomes more prominent in your consciousness than the ramblings of your worrying mind. When a spiritual teacher instructed me to do this, I did it, I would want to say like close to 1,000 times, because I really wanted to see if I was this person. And she said, you can do it 1,000,000 times and you'll realize there's no person in there. And all there is this universal energy. And she was right, because I really tried like hundreds of times to see. But in doing so, what that also did was it started a shift that I couldn't quite believe what the thoughts coming out of my mind as much. Even with the country divided politically like it is, and this body voting the way it does, there's still something that doesn't quite believe there's such a thing as somebody on the opposite side of a political spectrum. That's in the story. It's important. I'm not trying to say these things aren't important, but it doesn't necessarily make them ultimate truth either. And so you know when your belief in your mind is beginning to soften or de-escalate or detach, when you're not as emotionally caught up in your thoughts. You'll have the thought, but your emotions aren't as strong. Right? You can still vote the way you want to vote, but your emotions aren't strong over it anymore. And so the only emotions that'll make it feel really, really strong are the trauma-based ones. And so let's resolve some of those right now. Maintain your abidance in the peace, which is what you are, and really put your attention there. Think of the peace like this peaceful ocean of energy all around you. And pretend that this ocean of energy, that you can breathe underneath it, and go deeper into this ocean. Go into this ocean. Go deeper into yourself. This is what you really are. Go deeper into your consciousness. Go deeper into yourself. Go deeper into this energetic ocean of peace. Simply by putting more of your attention there. The more you put your attention there, the more you feel its strength, your true strength of what you are. Yes? Now go deeper. Go deeper into your consciousness. Go deeper into this ocean. Go deeper into yourself. We're now going into the areas of the consciousness where your mind is pushed down. These core emotions that are mentioned here, that are listed there. It's pushed them down there simply because it was trying to protect the body and it didn't know what to do. And so it will be resolved and integrated and released through this meditative peace that we're feeling now. So go deeper. Go deeper into your consciousness. Go deeper into this ocean of peace. Go deeper into yourself. Your mind may try to shut this entire process down by some distracting thought, this presence of you saying that this is boring or this doesn't work. Do your best to put it to the side. The effectiveness of this, again, is based on your willingness to engage with this and your willingness to put your thinking to the side. For this one time, don't make your thinking more important than your emotions. Go deeper into your consciousness now, to where maybe you were storing some of these emotions. And which one do you want to work with? Self-loathing, guilt, which is the guilt, shame, low self-esteem. When self-loathing is felt strongly in the body, it's self-hatred. The hopeless despair that life is meaningless. it comes from working your life at something and it can change or be taken away. The hopeless despair that life is meaningless. Is it overwhelming sadness from grief and loss? Lots of times when we do this work, people report this overwhelming sadness coming up because it's a grieving over a misunderstanding that all you wanted to do was to feel stable and loved and whole and complete, and you didn't know what to do. Or you felt a loss in your life, a loss of a loved one, which is really not just the loss of a loved one, it's the loss of who you were when you were with them. That's lost as well. So there's a grieving that can come up over that. Is it simply the past unresolved suffering of victimization where somebody or something made you suffer? And don't be scared of feeling the victim energy. It's simply an emotion. But your mind may say, I don't want to be a victim because victims are weak. And it's successfully distracted you. And now the emotion stays stuck there and you will continue to get into arguments or have problems in your life. Simply because of this belief that the mind has inserted in there, victims are weak. Victimization energy is simply unresolved suffering. It's an emotion, and the way you resolve it and become stronger is by feeling it. Actually, the thought, victims are weak, makes you weaker because you don't resolve the suffering energy. Putting that thought to the side and experience it actually makes you stronger and more stable. You have this strong, imperturbable peace. So is it that? Or is it simply a fear-based emotion like terror that came up when you went through traumas in your life? Abuse, maybe a terrible trauma, an assault, something, a death of a loved one. The fear was never allowed. And so remaining abiding in this peace, remembering that this peace is really what you are and it is your strength. Relax your focus so you can feel it like the ocean all around you. And now you're going to bring up the emotion. And again, if you are worried about what your body's going to do and you feel it's going to be too strong, you can stop this meditation and DM me if you want to do it individually or bring it up in little bits and parts. I have complex PTSD, traumas, ADHD, autism. I have emotional dysregulation. I've done this work. It can be done. So if you need to do it in parts, bits and parts, then do it in bits and parts. But it's important that you see this because somatic healing is so much more immediate and lasting than just talking about it and thinking about it or pushing it down. This issue can possibly, you can be relieved from it tonight if you really engage with this. And so bring up the emotion and think of it like a wave. So the ocean of peace is all around you, but the emotion that you're bringing up is like a wave coming out of it, right? In a singular location in the body, yes? And if you really want to get to the core of this emotion, ask yourself, when was the first time I ever felt this? This self-loathing, this life is meaningless, this primal fear, this grief, this victimization. When was the first time I ever felt this? And that's because that's the first time your mind said, I never want to feel this again, pushed it down. And so lots of times when you think about the first time you ever felt it, you can get to the core of that unresolved emotion. And so bring it up in the body and remember, the body is designed to feel feelings. All feelings are physical sensations that run through the body. They come, they go. Remain in the peace, always feel the peaceful presence all around you, and that will help you to feel this emotion. But remember, an emotion may make you cry. It may make your face all flush. It may make your body shake a little. It may make your blood rush. It may make your heart beat. It may make your hands shake. That's all part of feeling an emotion. And if your mind is saying, well, I shouldn't be feeling a trauma emotion, that's dangerous to feel a trauma emotion. If you're here at this meditation because you're having a problem in a relationship or a behavior, you are experiencing the trauma emotion already. It's just not being resolved properly. It's coming out sideways. So you are already feeling it. You're just not feeling it in a way that resolves it quickly and in a lasting way. Somatic experiencing through this meditative piece does this. And so if you think that you're safe from an emotion that's unresolved that you've pushed down, it's still affecting your life. You're still feeling it. You may have addictions. You may have people-pleasing behaviors. You may have ongoing arguments based on shame and guilt. It's there. It's affecting your life now. So let's just resolve it smoothly, immediately, and in a lasting way. So bring it up. Always be feeling the peace as much as you can. If the emotion becomes too strong and all your attention goes to it, relax your focus. Feel the peace first, then bring the emotion back up. Always be in your heart and in your body. That's where your focus is. Understand the mind, again, is not a part of this process and will try to trick you and distract you. Put it to the side. Other things may start to come up, like sadness, other emotions. That's fine. Whatever emotion comes up, don't let your mind run with it. Just feel it. It's just like experiencing every part of a roller coaster ride. If you go into your imagination while you're riding a roller coaster, you won't enjoy the roller coaster. That's what it's like. It may feel like a ride, yes. It may feel like a whoosh of energy, yes. And ask yourself, is there any area of the body that's clenched, that's tight, that doesn't want to feel this? That signifies resistance. And so simply notice that and bring some of that loving, peaceful energy to the body, to that part of the body, and relax that area. Again, you want your body to be as 100% relaxed as possible. So every square inch of it's being used to transmute this emotion. And you know it's being integrated. So we're not pushing it down. We're not cutting it out. We're not pushing, we're not avoiding it. We are integrating it. Just like a wave going back into the ocean. Again, the mind believes that this feeling is separate than this peaceful presence. But is it really? When you put all the labels to the side and you go right to where the two meet, are they really separate? The presence of the self-loathing, the presence of the fear, the presence of the victimization, and then the presence of the peace. Are they really separate, or do they share the same presence? If you zoom right in with your focus to where the two meet, just like a wave in the ocean, can you tell where the wave ends and the ocean begins? Or does it get all mushy in there? Allow your body to feel this and know this truth. It's all just energy appearing as feeling. You're not the body, you are the energy. And thus, you are safe. Just like the ocean is safe from any wave, no matter how big it is, because every wave, the ocean knows, is itself. But your mind is that which believes you are just a single wave. You are the ocean. And know this without a shadow of a doubt. And allow yourself to feel. So just relax any resistance around feeling, and the wave sinks back into the ocean. It's being integrated into the system. The water of it's still there, but it's become part of a whole, the whole. And that's what the emotion does. It sinks back down and becomes part of the emotional system again, at one with it. And if your mind is really giving you problems still, it's scared of certain thoughts. It's scared of certain worst case scenarios, maybe of being alone, maybe of losing a loved one, maybe living a life that's totally different. So it's just a thought that it's scared of. What I would suggest to do is bring that thought up. Bring out the worst case scenario thought. What if the self-loathing, the meaninglessness, the overwhelming sadness, whatever the core trauma energy is, what if that was the main feeling associated with that thought? Bring that whole thing up in the meditative piece, the image of it. Is it you in jail? Is it you being alone and not caring about life? Is it you letting your body go? What is the thought that your mind is so scared of, the image of it, and bring it up? Because again, the mind has no problems embracing peace, love, happiness, and joy, and it has no problems, you know, embracing futures of finding the love of your life, winning a lot of money, having an abundance, having a big house, and being a national celebrity on TV or whatever it wants to do. But it has a problem with all the other things that could happen to a person and pushes those down. Don't be scared of them. They're just images. Feel the meditative piece. Bring up the worst case scenario thought and put the two together and get in touch with that part of yourself, the godliness within you that accepts all feelings, all possibilities of your future. And put the two together. Keep your breath nice and slow. Body's nice and relaxed until there's no tension. There's just pure, peaceful acceptance of every single thought, no matter how disturbing it was to the mind, every single emotion, no matter how strong it was. Your only job is to be courageous and willing, and to use your body as an open, relaxed vessel for transmuting these trauma-based feelings and thoughts. The presence of universal energy, the energy of God, does the rest. God will integrate this and release this from you, but only when you are willing to feel it fully and accept everything in your life fully. All possibilities of your future, all feelings. And God's peace is always here to help you. God is always saying, I'm always here, and I will help you. And so you know that you're having this somatic release, this somatic energetic shift. When you're in a total open and allowing state, your body's nice and relaxed, your breath is nice and slow. You're not having any resistance to any thought or emotion that comes up. You feel the peace. Everything is allowed to be in your mind and in your consciousness. And then your mind becomes quiet and still, almost empty. Yes, over this topic. If there's any resistance and there's still any tension, all that means is there's still more of the emotion to bring up and to feel. So which one is it? The self-loathing, the life is meaningless, the sadness, the victimization, the primal fear. That's all that means. Any further tension or anxiety simply means there's a little bit more of emotion in there. Trauma-based emotion that wasn't felt, that needs to complete the process. And when you do, trauma-based emotion is finite. There's only a limited amount. And when you feel it all, it goes. It doesn't come up again. This has been my experience and the experience of those I've done this meditation with. It may take a few sessions, but it's not going to take you the rest of your life. It's not even going to take you a year. Just a few sessions. But again, the effectiveness is only based on your willingness to put your mind to the side, give up your thoughts and your beliefs for this time, and engage with this. Be willing to feel and accept every single thought and feeling, even if it makes your body shake apart. So as long as you're doing this, God is always helping you to release this and heal this. So if you're feeling this sense of peace and your mind is more quiet now, stay in the peace, stay in the peace of God, which is what you are anyway. Bring up the problem again. Bring up the original problem in your relationship, but now you're looking at it from the point of view of the peace. Go back to your neurotic, anxious mind. It's going to start thinking of problems again. Look at it from the peace. Any emotion that comes up, feel it in the body courageously. Don't be scared. And look at the problem again and what comes up for you now. Was it ever really a problem? So, like a tsunami from the point of view of a person on the beach is a huge problem. But when you take a drone and fly 1,000 feet over it and you're looking at a tsunami from the point of view of the ocean, it's still there. But when you know it from your true self, this presence of universal energy, this presence of God, and your connection to it, when you know and you see your problem from that point of view, nothing can threaten you from there. The body may still have its autistic expressions. It may still be ADHD. It may still be even PTSD. Let it, because you know what to do now. You know how to resolve your guilt, your shame, which is the key to all of these neurodivergent relationship issues, is taking 100% responsibility for your feelings by doing this somatic release protocol and just simply experiencing them in the body. If you've had a somatic shift and you're more at peace over this, and this is a tool, go back to this meditation. There's like 30 of them in my playlist on another account. Keep going back to it. And as long as you know how to have these shifts and you can do it on your own, you should never really be in a position again where somebody's manipulating you. Somebody's trying to make you feel guilty. Somebody's trying to make you feel shame. And you're scared of that because you know what to do with guilt, shame, and self-loathing now. You know how to resolve it. And likewise, you should never really be in a position where you are trying to manipulate somebody yourself because you feel bad. You're trying to make them, you're trying to use them to make you feel better by making them feel bad, making them feel guilty. So you should really never be in a relationship again where somebody is trying to make you feel guilty or ashamed or bad about yourself, or you're making somebody else do that. Because the only reason you're doing that is because you didn't know how to resolve emotions. Now you do. This is it. This somatic experiencing meditation process. Okay. And feel free to DM me any kind of messages or email me. The email is also in this account. If you have any questions or problems, or if you want to work with me individually. Okay. I made these channels and put these accounts up to help people because I didn't want people like us to continue suffering and continue to go through divorces and family loss and terrible times with our adult children. The stress has a cost. And if this is a way to help, this is what these channels are for. So that's the talk and the meditation for this week. Again, feel free to email me or DM me if you have any questions or comments. And thank you, everyone, for listening who participated in this. Hopefully this was helpful for you. And we will be back next week. So thank you and have a good night.